and welcome to Newsweek South Asia, a program that exposes Pakistan's role and nexus in promoting global terrorism and its funding. Here are the headlines. Terrorism remains main agenda at the SCO Security Council secretaries meet. Pakistan-based LET chief Hafiz Sayeed spews venom against India-US. Afghanistan continues to bleed as elections date approaches. And many civilians killed as Pakistan violates ceasefire in Jammu and Kashmir. Let's begin the show with global efforts to fight against terrorism. Recently, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO Security Council secretaries met in Beijing to discuss how to further enhance regional stability and security. It was the first meeting of its kind after Pakistan and India became SCO members. We have a detailed report.
The rise of terror outfits and extremists in South Asia remains a global concern. At the 13th meeting of the SCO Security Council secretaries in Beijing, participants had an in-depth exchange of views on cooperation in fighting the three evil forces of terrorism, separatism and extremism.
Вывела взаимодействие государств-членов ШОС на качественно новый уровень, стала важным этапом в наращивании совместных действий и консолидации усилий в борьбе с терроризмом и экстремизмом.
India sent Deputy National Security Advisor Rajinder Khanna to Beijing for an NSA-level meeting. This was the first such meeting since India became a full member of the SCO last year. Even as Beijing continues to block India's efforts to list Jaish Mohammad chief Maulana Masood Azhar as a global terrorist at the UN Security Council at Pakistan's behest, India, Pakistan and China are coming together to fight terrorism under the rubric of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Pakistan is infamous for training and harboring terror groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Haqqani Network and the Taliban. Experts believe India can use SCO summit to expose Pakistan for sheltering terrorists.
There is one silver lining, at least for India, which is the statement which the former Prime Minister of Pakistan made, Nawaz Sharif, regarding the involvement of Pakistan, the state, in fostering terrorism. Also, the fact about how Pakistan sends terrorists across the border, especially referring to 2611 and Mumbai. I think we can use this at the SCO summit and hammer home the point among other countries where Russia and China are both going to be there, including Pakistan, how Pakistan is the epicenter of terror in this world, and isolate Pakistan on that count.
The terrorists based in Pakistan are becoming a nuisance for its close ally China. Recently, the Chinese government has asked Pakistan to relocate 2611 attacks mastermind and Jamaat-ud-Dawa chief Hafiz Mohammad Sayeed amid mounting international pressure over his terror links. Sayeed formed a major part of a 35-minute meeting between Chinese President Xi Jinping and Pakistan Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi on the sidelines of Boa Forum in China last month, during which Xi pressed Khaqan to find an early solution to keep Sayeed away from the limelight.
It's high time that China, which has realized what Hafiz Sayeed and Lashkar-e-Taiba are doing because of the attacks which this group carries out in Chinese region, especially Xinjiang. I think it's high time the Chinese put pressure, and India, with a new evidence which we have against Lashkar-e-Taiba, along with what Nawaz Sharif talked about in Pakistan, I think this is enough for not only China but even Russia to put pressure on Pakistan to move Hafiz Sayeed away from this arena.
अभी वर्ल्ड ओवर पाकिस्तान की रेपुटेशन एक टेररिस्ट स्टेट की तरह होती जा रही है और चाइना उसको बहुत दिनों तक सपोर्ट नहीं कर पाएगा। हालांकि यहाँ पर एक चीज़ ये भी है कि चाइना का हाफिज सईद के बारे में रिलोकेट करना पाकिस्तान मुस्लिम लीग के फेवर में होगा, क्योंकि इस समय वहाँ की सिचुएशन ये है कि पाकिस्तान आर्मी हाफिज सईद को प्रोजेक्ट करना चाहती है, हाफिज सईद की पार्टी को प्रोजेक्ट करना चाहती है एज ए काउंटर टू मुस्लिम लीग, पाकिस्तान मुस्लिम लीग, नवाज ग्रुप। क्योंकि मिलिट्री ये चाहती है कि पाकिस्तान के अंदर वीक प्राइम मिनिस्टर आए। नवाज शरीफ और उनकी पार्टी काफ़ी स्ट्रॉन्ग प्राइम मिनिस्टर होते हैं।
Though China allowed Sayeed and the JUD to be added to UN 1267 sanctions list after the 26/11 Mumbai attacks, Beijing thwarted efforts to impose sanctions on Sayeed way before the 26/11 attacks on Mumbai. Pakistan, as a result, closed more than 100 JUD offices in Pakistan and arrested several senior members of the organization. But despite the sanctions and a $10 million reward that the US announced later in 2012, Sayeed remained a largely free man in Pakistan.
There are several terror outfits based in Pakistan who operate without fear in various parts of the country. Pakistan uses these terror outfits as proxies against India, Afghanistan, and other Western countries. Recently, 2008 Mumbai terror attack mastermind and founder of Lashkar-e-Taiba, Hafiz Sayeed, recently delivered a hate speech against India and United States. We have a report.
Founder of the Lashkar-e-Taiba terror group Hafiz Sayeed recently said that those who advocate friendship with India and the United States would be punished by God and their true followers. He made the remarks while referring to the recent ban by Pakistani government on his Jamaat-ud-Dawa or JUD, a front for the Lashkar-e-Taiba terror group which he founded. He was addressing an event organized by the JUD in Pakistan's Peshawar city. Sayeed, the founder of Lashkar-e-Taiba terror group, carries a $10 million American bounty for his role in terror activities. He is accused of masterminding the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks in which 166 people were killed, including 6 Americans.
पाकिस्तान को फौरी तौर पर अपने किरदार को वाज़ेह करना चाहिए और तमाम जमातों को यकसू हो जाना चाहिए। अब असेंबली में बिल लेके आते हैं इंसदाद दहशतगर्दी के नाम पर कश्मीर की तहरीक आज़ादी को रोकने के लिए। ये खुला ये इंडिया का एजेंडा है, ये अमेरिका का एजेंडा है, ये पाकिस्तान का एजेंडा नहीं है, ये कायदे आज़म के पाकिस्तान का एजेंडा नहीं है, ये अवाम पाकिस्तान का एजेंडा नहीं है, ये पाकिस्तान दुश्मनों का एजेंडा है।
Co-founded by Hafiz Sayeed, Lashkar-e-Taiba is an Islamist militant group launched in Pakistan in the late 1980s. It initially operated in Jammu and Kashmir on the best of Pakistan's intelligence. But by the first decade of the 21st century, the group had expanded its reach further into India. The group took part in several attacks targeting non-Muslim civilian population in Jammu and Kashmir in an effort to create a Muslim state. Despite several restrictions and bans, LET chief Hafiz Sayeed still holds public rallies across Pakistan and spew venom against India, the United States, and Israel. His main agenda remains to create disturbances in Jammu and Kashmir, which clearly indicates his nexus with Pakistan's secret agencies.
कश्मीर की आज़ादी का मरहला है, आखिरी मरहला है, इसमें हमें आंखें खोलना है, जिसके अंदर हमने पूरे पाकिस्तान को इंशाल्लाह गिराना है। आज मेरी दावत पर पाकिस्तान के हर शहर में मजलूम कश्मीरियों के लिए इजहार यकजहती के लिए आज प्रोग्राम हो रहे हैं, मसाजिद के अंदर शुहदा के गायबाना जनाजे हो रहे हैं। तो मैं अल्लाह से दुआ करता हूँ, या अल्लाह तौफीक अता फरमा और आज़ादी कश्मीर के लिए वो अजीम इत्तेहाद पाकिस्तान में बनाने की तौफीक अता फरमा कि कश्मीरियों को भी हौसला मिले और मोदी को और उनके यारों को एक सख्त पैगाम मिले।
Not only Lashkar-e-Taiba, Pakistan remains safe haven for many terror organizations like Haqqani Network Lashkar-e-Jhangvi, Sipahi-e-Sahaba, and the Islamic State. Overall, US military aid to Pakistan decreased by 60% between 2010 and August 2017, without a significant impact on Pakistan's behavior. According to Brookings Institute, other forms of US pressure could entail increased military strikes against Taliban and the Haqqani leaders in Pakistan who are not in major urban centers where civilian casualties would be high. Washington could also end Pakistan's designation as a non-NATO strategic partner and designate Pakistan as a state sponsor of terrorism.
The incidents of violence continue unabated in Afghanistan. The residents of Kandahar city were shaken recently when heavy explosives were detonated in the city. This is part of an ongoing offensive by the Taliban and Islamic State to weaken the elected government in the war-torn nation. We have a report.
The government of Afghanistan, headed by President Ashraf Ghani, is keen to keep the democratic process going despite the huge security, economic and political challenges. The Taliban, on the other hand, wants to maintain its focus on forcing the US-led NATO forces to withdraw from the country. As the Independent Election Commission prepares to hold next elections for parliament and district councils, the Taliban has launched its annual spring offensive. On May 22nd, a blast in Kandahar city killed 16 and wounded 38. Officials initially said it was caused by a bomb packed into a minibus, but later said the explosives were in 2 containers stored in an area of mechanical workshops.
A lot of people have been killed in the blast, including children, youths and elderly people. Ambulances and security vehicles were rushing to the site of the blast. The incident took place in a crowded area.
No terrorist outfit claimed responsibility for the attacks. The fighting and the attacks did not show any signs of easing off even during the holy month of Ramadan.
مجمن وديرش نفر زخمیان راورسیو وديرش ولس نفر دا وس روختن کې ورسره العملیات مرسره بستر دي هغه پات نور چې اولیا کوم کنه ورسره وسول ایجاب د بستر نه کوي رخصت سول او په د 15 نفر شهیدان دي هغه ځنه یوړل دوستانه او ځنه مرسره په یخچال کې پراته.
On night of May 18, as many as 8 people were killed and dozens more wounded by multiple explosions at a sports stadium in the eastern city of Jalalabad. The blasts occurred at a football stadium in the city that was hosting a cricket match at the start of the holy month of Ramadan. The blasts were caused by 2 rockets which killed at least 6 people and wounded 50, but there was some uncertainty about the final casualty toll.
जो वक्त साहिब मौजूद हो चाउदन रामल तशवा गुलाले दित्रोजम दिला सवर को आगे डिरज़ेब गमजन और दर्दमन करो बिलाखिर नूर मलकिन तखमज़न और तलापात डिरज़ेब रसवली दी.
Recently, the insurgent group attacked the western Farah city but were repelled by commandos backed by Afghan and US air forces. On May 21, the Taliban warned Kabul residents to avoid military centers in the heavily fortified city, saying they are planning more attacks in the Afghan capital. A US government watchdog also warned that upbeat assessments of improving security in the country did not match facts on the ground. Top US officials and military commanders insist the Afghan security forces, which have suffered thousands of casualties and are beset with low morale and corruption, are now doing a better job of maintaining order. But the Taliban still control swaths of the country and are staging repeated attacks, while the Islamic State group has conducted a series of high-profile suicide blasts in Kabul and elsewhere.
Moving on to India's Jammu and Kashmir, where Pakistan's ceasefire violations continue for the past several days. Many civilians have been killed and dozens are injured in the cross-border firing. A large number of people from the border villages have been evacuated to safer places. Take a look.
Defenseless and afraid, These villagers living in the border areas are being moved to safer locations as the Pakistani Rangers continue to violate ceasefire agreement. The heavy mortar shelling from across the border has been going on continuously in Arispura, Arnia, Ramgarh, Samba and Hiranagar sectors of Jammu and Kashmir.
बहुत फायरिंग हो रही है, दिन रात हम सो नहीं रहे हैं, बच्चे हमारे डर रहे हैं, मवेशी हमारे मर रहे हैं।
बहुत ज़्यादा, बहुत मतलब रात को शाम को मतलब कोई 8:30 बजे से शेलिंग हो रही थी, सुबह 4 बजे तक मतलब ये होती रही। मतलब भी थोड़ा दिन मतलब थोड़ा सा समय बीच में जो बंद हो गई तो 4 बजे के बाद शुरू हो रही है। 4 बजे के बाद मतलब किसी ने घर से निकलना बाहर बहुत मुश्किल हो गया।
अभी तक अर्निया में अभी 3 लोग इंजर्ड हुए हैं। अभी 2 मिनट पहले अभी हमने रेस्क्यू के लिए गाड़ी भेजी है। पुलिस स्टेशन में भी एक शेल पड़ा हुआ है। मैं 5 मिनट पहले वहीं से हम आए यहाँ पे एक लेडी को रेस्क्यू करने के लिए। तो अर्निया टाउन में सुबह से काफ़ी बहुत सारी हैवी शेलिंग चल रही है। हमने लोगों को बोला हुआ कि घर के अंदर बैठें, क्योंकि बहुत सारी जगह पे अगर इंजरीज होंगी तो हर जगह पे इमीडिएटली पहुंचना बड़ा मुश्किल है। तो इसलिए लोगों को यही रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं अलग अलग कम्युनिकेशन नेटवर्क के थ्रू कि वो अंदर रहें, सेफ जगह पे रहें।
Local administration and villagers arrange for relief camps and community kitchens at safe placed areas for the displaced people.
ये पाकिस्तान की फायरिंग की वजह से हमने इधर लंगर लगाया है। बॉर्डर के जो लोग बेचारे बहुत मुश्किल में हैं, उनके लिए ये लंगर हम बना रहे हैं और उनको खिला रहे हैं बेचारे को।
Pakistani Rangers usually open fire at the border to give a safe passage to terrorists who are getting training in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. On May 18th, Pakistan resorted to unprovoked firing near the border post in Arnia sector in Jammu district, which led to the death of a border security force personnel and 4 civilians. Indian Army also killed 3 militants in a gunfight at Handwara's Brinjal forest in Kupwara district as they were trying to sneak into the Indian territory. Experts believe New Delhi needs to take a firm step to act against Pakistan's violation of ceasefire.
The problem has to be solved by the people sitting in Delhi. They have to take a firm decision and have a serious plan so that the Pakistan does not indulge in these kind of activities. Otherwise, if we keep giving such statements every day, Pakistan Army has full authority, BSF has full authority, Pakistan ki kairana harkat, so this is not going to work. This is not going to help. So I suggest some serious thoughts must be given at the central government level and take a permanent decision on how to deal with Pakistan.
Young children dying or civilians dying, civilian property being destroyed, it's a very, very serious thing. And world pressure must be put on Pakistan to draw their attention. If it is a war, it's a different thing, and the war, you are attacking each other's target. But here is a civilian, innocent civilian which are being attacked. It's against all humanitarian norms and laws.
Pakistan deliberately violated ceasefire agreement signed between the two countries in 2003. Its intention always remains to create disturbances in Jammu and Kashmir through its military and militants.
And with that, we come to the end of this edition of Newsweek South Asia. We will be back next week with more news, views and analysis from the subcontinent. Meanwhile, do keep writing to us at nwsa@ani.com. This is Mariam signing off on behalf of the entire production team of Newsweek South Asia. Goodbye and take care.